There is nothing literal on earth. Everything is either a symbol of what's going on inside or a reflection of what's going on inside your own being. We project our own world through thinking, fears, beliefs, faith, and what we experience in on this earth plane whilst you haven't fully realized who you are, you will always have experiences that bring you forth into the moment to realize what's going on. So what I mean is you're always learning about what's happening and you're always staying let's get you squad in the picture. I have to move there. You're always learning like who you really are, and if you allow life to give you that unfolding, that spiritual unfoldment to your true being, your holy spiritual being that you are, that I am presence, that bliss, that child of God that you are, then you'll come to remembrance of the Christ that we all are. So Jesus taught about the Christ because Christ is the title of Jesus. It means Jesus the Christ because Christ meaning remembrance of who you are, the God within everyone, that I am, that truth. Um, so when people speak of revelation and like the devil and antichrist and stuff like that, it's really just an outside symbol of your own forgetfulness of who you are. It's not like a literal being that's gonna destroy you or take you away from Christ, but what you can do if you allow life to spiritually unfold for you is that every single thing that you experience is a learning and a developing and a delving into your pure self and inevitably into Christ and into God. Buddha said that just the notion that there is enlightenment is enough for some people to go on that journey, just to give people hope that there is enlightenment, that there's free, that you can be free of desires, fear, and even the thinking brain, the psychological thinking brain. Just to know that there is such a thing is a blessing because people do realize themselves, people do go beyond this nature and even like sages like can like fully envelop that outwardly as they do inwardly. As sage Nisargadatta Maharaj says, there's no difference between my reality and your reality, but the only thing that you think is that we're separate, which is the only difference, but there's no real difference because if everyone's from the same source, then everyone is the same inherent spiritual nature, but it's just the outward development of humanity and nature on the outside that seems to be different. But if you come into remembrance of this and you'll see that everything that we experience outwardly or observe is only a lesson to sort of teach us about where we're at with our beliefs and our thoughts and stuff. So if you believe that, um, you see wars in the world, you see uh, evil rampant, and you see people awakening at the same time, it means the war that's taking place inside yourself between the flesh, like the thoughts and the beliefs and the desires, which is the ego or the evil or whatever, and then the goodness, the inside yourself, the holy spiritual self, trying to make peace. So it's like a balance back and forth until the war of the good. You overcome evil with good, then the wars will cease because we'll all be at peace. So the more that people will awaken, the more it will seem that there's a lot more going on because there's still like the belief that they're good, they're bad, vice versa, they're bad, they're good, sort of thing. Until you realise that it's all just a projection of your own inner self, then it'll seem like there's no peace. But peace will come when you decide there to be peace, when you truly don't even want peace or freedom. You just experience it as it is, life as it is. And life naturally is bliss. The earth, as some sages say, is just ridiculous and full of shit. But that's not a reflection of them. That's it's it's just a lesson that we all have to learn, like to not take the world seriously, because in heaven and in the nature of peace and enlightenment and all that, you'll see that there's no need to worry about anything. Even if you struggle with, mental health and stuff like that, like I do, then you'll see that there can still be peace no matter where you're at. You can still find peace, because peace is your inherent nature when you let go of everything else. Literally, the idea of the world, your projection of the world, the symbols, the thoughts, the desires, the fears. Beyond all of that is just peace, which is God naturally. So this is like the remembering of Christ inside yourself. So yeah, don't give up, because everything is just symbolizing on the outside what you need to work on. Yeah, I would keep going, but there's something going on, so